Actually, I was quite surprised when Vinod told me that you have to be in this panel. And as you know, I'm far from success. And also, in spite of me being born in a family where my ancestors gave me only diabetes as an inheritance, but did not give me anything else. But in spite of that also, I was born happy. I continue to remain happy, and I wish to do the same in future also. So my motto in life is work is life and life is work. And what I want to say today is it is extremely important for any orthopedic surgeon to maintain a good work-life balance in order to be happy and to have good practice. So good practice comes from your within. If you are happy, you will have a good practice. All of us are running into a marathon all the time. We are part of the crowd. But in case if you have to go further, you need to gallop. And this is what is important to keep in front of the crowd always. And that's why you have to choose which orbit you are going to be. And that is the way you have to choose in which orbit you have to work. As you know, the Miss Universe or Miss World, they always have some kind of punchlines when they come to the finals. And they always say, my passion is this, my passion is social work, etc. But I think most of them have a passion for fashion. And that is what they really distinguish themselves about. So in childhood, we have a lovely game of seesaw where we always insisted of being on the top. But it is important that when you have a family, career, spirituality, love life, community, and perhaps health, you have to balance this. And this is important that you have to always have this balancing when you are going to be with your patient, with your family, etc. And for being successful, it is important that you have to balance family, future, and career. And if you link this very well, you are going to have an excellent life. And that is what you are choosing to be. So you can also be off balance because galloping and growth requires burst of energy all the time. And you can't keep it to that because you have to have that work-life balance. And that's why you have to top it up with some kind of mellowing effect. And that is what you need to do. Calm down. Actually, you don't have in a positive this thing all the time. And this is important again. So correct alignment, if you have the proper mix, is you have to have talent, which is there, which remains perhaps individual and customized to that individual. And you have to have opportunities which you keep on getting. The smallest of the opportunities that you get during life, you have to make the most of it. And perhaps the most important is passion. And that's the reason why when you are choosing to practice, the talent remains the same. The opportunities keep on increasing or decreasing depending on what you wish to do. But the passion is extremely important. And as Richard John said in his book, where 8 traits of successful people have in common, in which he extensively researched for 10 years, 500 people who are successful in different walks of life, whether it is business or entertainment, environment, law, or psychology, and in which, what did he conquer? He said, to be great, you have to commit to the goals. You have to persist, insist, and until you achieve them. Take the responsibility of your failures and success. And you have to work extremely hard. Find people who are doing what they want and emulate them. As we have senior mentors here, and we have learned them just like Eklavya, that whatever they do, their bedside manners, their rounds, their surgical skills, and all of us have learned. And that is what is important. Most important is believe in yourself and constantly learn and update yourself all the time. And even if you do mistakes, you have to learn not to repeat them. And these are the 8 important tricks to be successful. And in this, he also said that in different things, which are whether goals, mentors, reading skills, etc., all the CEOs, the entrepreneurs, where one thing which was very common is the passion. So if you have passion for learning orthopedic to teach proper ethical orthopedic practice, you are going to have success. And that is what is your body language going to teach to the patient. So successful people are not gifted. They just work hard. And there are some smart people who can smartly manage some things. Just like I can quote you from my son who was 14-year-old, and he always used to get some 40 marks, 50 marks in the Hindi. In spite of that, he took Hindi as an elective. So I said, you're stupid. Why you want to take Hindi and get your marks down? So he said, I know the trick. So he said in Hindi essay, first 3 lines are important. So you quote Sanskrit or something which is very important. And last 2 lines are important, where you again quote something. In between, who has time to read all that? And as he said, he got A+, he got about 95%. So that is what is important. You have to have smartness, but hard work beats smartness. And that is what is important, that you have to continue to be hardworking. So remember, galloping needs high energy. And what keeps these extremely hardworking people happy is, why do they continue to gallop on? And that is single most magic potion is passion. That is very important. Again, Roosevelt said that it's hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. So you have to keep on trying, and you have to see that you must try all the time. I'll give you some example. In 1980, when Professor Vora was doing his Silver Jubilee conference, as in this we were as student, MS students, we had an opportunity to help this conference. And that's the time when I realized that this is something which gives me pleasure. This is something, and I took his advice, and I started doing some group conferences. I did YROC in 93, and he encouraged me all the time. And finally, I could do Golden Jubilee Icon in 2005, and that really gave me a great pleasure, and I could successfully do it. So, gallop with a purpose. Purpose creates passion, and passion provides energy, and that is what I need to tell you. When does work become a problem? It can also become a problem sometimes if you keep on working hard. And the problems are, it becomes like a labor when you think you work for someone else. It becomes a drudgery when you work only for the money you get. And it is fatiguing when you work without innovation and passion. Just like my grandson, who's 4-year-old, that day just refused to go to school. In the morning when I was waking him up, he said, Grandpa, I cannot walk because my walking machine is just not working, because he was fatigued. And that is what you have to remember, that you should not get fatigued when you are working 40, 50, 60 hours a day. And that is what is going to give you an excellent output. Bill Gates once said, you will never feel truly satisfied with the work until you are satisfied by life. So you have to be very, very satisfied and happy. So what is life? There are certain aspects of life you must remember: work, family, good health, friends, and integrity. So these are very important points that you have to have good life. And you have to have ability to juggle is very important, whether the orthopedic surgery, the conferences, various investments, insurances, health, family, kids and their education, hobbies, friends. So all has to be juggling very well, and this is how the work life should balance. On the left side you see work, which is 11-pointer, which is much heavier than the life, which is only 7-pointer in the Scrabble game. But you have to balance it well so that you have successful life. Mother Teresa once said that if you want to change the world, go home and love your friends and family. And that is perhaps very important quote, that unless you are happy within yourself and family, you cannot work or give your 100% output. As somebody said, work-life balance is in short is work-wife balance. Because if your wife is good, she is supportive, a single person, which is very important factor that balances life. Sorry guys who are not married or who are never going to get married. So you must have wife to be successful. And so in work-life balance, happiness has nothing to do with the time available. You can always get some time from your busy schedule. And if you or your wife is happy soulmates, you can work and have a great results. But if not, more time you are together, sometimes it becomes a problem. So you have to have again balance there. And if the cause of your problem is unhappy marriage, think again. The work should not become detrimental to your family. Michelle Obama said we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our own to-do list. So we have to actually look after our health, our social well-being also. The right attitude should be, all of us can't have it all. You have to sometimes sacrifice something also. Stress also comes from mismatch between desire and effort, and people want the best of everything. They are liberal in wanting life, but at the same time, when they talk of work, they talk of balance, and there is where the imbalance sets in. So you have to have an attitude of giving more and wanting less than otherwise. So the right attitude should be the key, is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities, and which is very important aspect. So finally, the time management, which is an essence, which is very important, is the time management and energy management, which you have to really look into to be successful in life. And also, as Robert Frost said, the reason why worry kills more people than work is that more people worry than work. And this is very important. You should not worry all the time, but you should also be working when you are thinking about it. So, take-home message would be your talent determines what you can do, but your attitude is important, which determines how much you are willing to do. And your mental peace is extremely important, which determines how well you do it. So at the end, the bad news and the good news is that you have to have a mix of choose happiness and you will have a happy life. Thank you very much.